Hello. Hello, hello, hello. How are you? I'd say this morning, afternoon, or evening. I think it's afternoon here in Arkansas in the 40s. I think upper 40s. We've actually had a pretty mild winter so far. It's bright and sunshiny today. I'm not really sure what I'm advertising for. I'm not sure what a t-shirt says, but I love this bright green. When's St. Patty's? February, not too far off. Apparently, anyway, thank you. Thank you for joining me so far in 2026. I've been stirring things up with some readings from the book Awareness. Oh, I did bring it in. Wasn't planning to read from it today, but one thing I love to do at the new year, those of you who have followed me for a while have heard me reference my dear friends Martien and Teressena Bakens and the Fifth Tarot. I'd have to look at what year they brought this out. Let's see, copyright 2008. So Teressena is an amazing artist. And she and her husband, her partner in life, Martien, I don't like the word channeled so much because we're talking so much about finding the divine that dwells within us and learning to trust that voice within the stillness of us, learning to trust that everything we need is already inside of us. The answers even to when we get uncomfortable listening to what Anthony says, somehow being okay with that uncomfortableness, that discomfort, somehow learning how to relax and get still even around the ways that he's challenging us. And I wanted to give us a little bit of break from that today. So what better time to go ahead and do a reading for the new year and just bring in some energies. I don't know if I'm going to draw one card, 3 cards, or more. But let's start with a little bit of sound. Thank you, Amy Holt, for my Tibetan bells. Take a few easy breaths and let this sound wash over you. Maybe go ahead and close your eyes. Tune in. I need to ask Amy if she knows like what note or key or what chakra that is in association with. And my Tibetan bowl, calibrated for the heart chakra, is up in my backyard studio where I love to work with clients, schedule a session soon. And I love, we can do telehealth, we can do it remotely. But that bowl's up there. Something else that I use to change the channel in my brain, to raise my vibration, to give me a sense of well-being and calm, serenity, to take me back to the Maya lands where I feel most at home and connected, is scent. My favorite one being Palo Santo. Let's see if this lights. Oops. And if we can get the Palo Santo, just imagining that my prayers, my wishes, my loftier thoughts, even my dense thoughts that I want to transmute. And if heaven is a word in your vocabulary, and the idea of heaven, that heaven might be within for you, that carrying all that. Oh, yay, it definitely lit, didn't it? I'm going to cleanse the cards. I had one up above us a minute ago. It's been on my altar, but I think it got put back in the deck. Ow, ow. A little spark. It was still lit. Just imagine If that's also kind of clearing the air around us. We have an energetic body, a light body all around us. Some might call it an aura. Some of you may actually even see that, see colors. I don't see them. Sense. Just take that in and imagine. If you want to hit pause and go grab your own favorite scents. I think my dear friend Rena gave me some, I think this is white sage, but I love, she's got all the different, got all the colors of the chakras in there. So sometimes I enjoy lighting this. Now, my lungs haven't been responding real well to smoke, so let's not do that today. Again, either open or close eyes, whatever's comfortable. Maybe set your intention. We've been working with our word of the year. Since we create with our word, what would you like to imagine, hold here in that superpower for your new year, new beginnings? What would you like to create more of? Just had a card full out, so we're gonna, okay, there's the second one. See if there's anything else. I feel one on the top there. Not a good place to start. Go ahead and, if you have a question that's on your mind, or if, like me, sometimes there's no question at all, I want to play. I want more energy, and that may be hard to believe right now, given what I've been putting us through reading the book Awareness. I appreciate one of my listeners letting me know she's still having a hard time understanding what he means between awake and asleep, waking. If we hang in there, I think it's going to get clearer and clearer. Oh, wow, interesting. I'm glad the one that's been on my altar, probably all of last year, fell out. I didn't mean to mix these up. I wanted to do in the order that I drew them. I like to play, the energy of play. So here's some energy I want to play with this year. Another way to read these is past, present, and future. Could be of an issue or, again, responding to a question in your own life. I'm obviously doing this draw for the collective for this new year. So let's just play with it and see what unfolds and what we intuit together. Excuse, I still got a sniffle, sometimes a little cough. I know you can't see what I see, so I'm going to pull them up for you. It's pretty bright today, so kind of looks like what I'm wearing today, doesn't it? Perfect. Sometimes I don't know. I'm like, why this t-shirt? The Fool. Gal, if you've ever worked with other decks, I don't think the Fool's quite as colorful. That beautiful rainbow path, the tambourine, if that's what I'm seeing in the hand. Yep. You know I love tambourines, and just this beautiful piece of ribbon trailing behind. We've got butterflies in there. And there's symbols. They did some symbols in the corners of each of their cards, and we might go in deep and see what that means. You've got the Seeker of Shells. Look at her. That mermaid makes me think of Unicorn. Her mermaid self's just perched on the rock, the tail dipped in the water. I think of water as emotion, but look at the moonlight just reflecting on the water. Is that her creating ripples? And I love the word seeker. We'll talk about what the shells that so in the fifth row, a lot of decks over many, many decades now have been 4 elements. So earth, right? Wind, water, and fire. And the 5th element is ether or spirit. That's another reason why I love working with this deck. And the last card, this is one that's been on my altar all of last year. You can see what it says. One of Lotus, expansion. Oh man, I am not a painter. I'm creative in a lot of ways, singer-songwriter, but I'm not a painter. But my dear friend, Buddy Case, started encouraging me to paint, and I've actually painted this image before. To find that painting and get it out again. One of Lotus, expansion. Yummy. Let's look at that again. What a resonant card. Are there two of these that have one? No, we've got 0. And we've got 1. Do we have to be the fool in order to wake up and expand? Maybe this is going to go along with our theme so far this year. Now, if I didn't already say, my word for this year is being. You know, from this channel, I aming as. I'm not the lover or the loved. I'm the loving. It's a whole different relationship to life and to love. If we recognize we're not the objects. I'm not the one seeking love. I'm not the one trying desperately to give the love, be the lover, and failing at that probably often. But I am, if I embrace it, I am the loving. There's nothing to seek. It's definitely an action word, and it's something that already exists. Whether you're aware of it or not, it is within you. Man, last year my goal was to make really short videos, and somehow this year I love hanging out with you, just sharing the thoughts come to mind, and we're already 11 minutes in. Well, I keep getting drawn back to the Fool card, and we're going to consult Martien and Teressena and see what are they trying to tell us about the Fool. Right to it. I think this is, do they call these like major arcana cards? Yep. Introduction to the major arcana. So the Fool card is one of the major arcana cards. I don't know what that means, I'm going to be honest. So I've been studying with this deck for, golly, over 15 years, and I've been playing with it. I still don't know what that means, or I read it once and I've forgotten. So I guess that's not what's important to me today. On the Kabbalah tree of life, the Fool walks the path from Kether to Malkuth. Don't know if I'm saying those correctly. Doesn't matter to me anymore. Used to. I get really nervous about reading to y'all because I might pronounce something wrong. Somebody might judge me. Oh, goodness. Play, play, play. Or the path from where we came to the place where we live, the experience. I'm glad I put that in the position of past energy, since I ended up with 3 cards. To experience. This is certainly what I want to experience. That could be a good word. I wouldn't be surprised if it was one of my words in the past years on my white stones. I mentioned these before. So I Am Harmony, I think, was last year. Could have even been 2 years ago. Edzna, House of Vibration. I just came from there again. In December, we have Sing. You can't be surprised. Celestine on the back of that. It's the name of sacred space where I live in. I Aming. I Aming. That's the name of the channel. Well, there you go. See? We hold in our minds becomes. It took me a while to launch this. And notice it says the site is still under constructions, and it said that probably for the last 2 years. So we're on the path from where we came to the place where we live, the experience. I like the sound of that. He walks in a state of innocence and joy. As he sets out on the journey through the rest of the tarot, he will walk the same path again, returning to this place, though he does not know this at the moment. When I'm reading to us from oneness, I've thought about, I might be bringing that. I'm just gonna sprinkle some stuff in while I'm reading from Anthony. I think we need to just bring in all kinds of different perspectives and keep shaking things up, waking things up. I think if we're shaking it up, we're waking it up. But it talks in there about the aha moments. We get it and we forget, and then we get it and then we forget. It's the way our souls designed it in this lifetime. It's not an indictment. Here lies the dichotomy of the Fool on the Kabbalistic path. Upon his journey into the manifest, the Fool is unaware of what lies ahead, unaware even that he is in fact on a quest. It may have just been yesterday's reading, or Anthony De Mello suggested that faith is not knowing where you're going. Faith is uncomfortable. It's not a sure thing. It's not known yet. It's not belief. It's faith in the unknown. Yet at the same time, he is making manifest the divine plan in his world. So again, if you know me and just coming, Nicole, I'm glad to see you're tuning in every day. And I know I keep giving shouts out to you from Canada and met me in the Maya lands in December. We went on that journey. Chikaban, New Fire was the name of this particular journey with our teacher, Don Miguel. And I think we were each there because we wanted to tune into our divine plan for this next year and for moving forward in life, to making sure that we're on our own, my word, spiritual path. You don't have to use the word spiritual, use whatever fits for you, but divine plan. Well, I keep hearing it over and over, and it doesn't feel like a belief. It feels like a knowing within me. It may just be a belief. Is that divine plan lives within me. I already have everything I need. And if I use a non-dualistic, which you've heard me, I'm repeating this one, there's nothing that I need to do that I'm not already doing. And I could sit here and go, I've thought in years past that I would do a video every day, even if it's just a short hello. And yet this year, so far they've been pretty long and a little bit intense, or a lot intense. And if there's nothing I need to do that I'm not already doing, I'm certainly practicing resting while I'm doing these. Is there tension in my body? Yeah. Is there an openness? Oh God, I hope so. And I think so. One of the videos, so keep going back to that, was the Queen's Pose. I don't know what's the best quality of video, but that's what I did for that day. I was having a hard time resting, relaxing, and opening, making sure my heart was open. So we created that Queen's Pose where we put a couple of blocks at an angle so that we could lean the bolster against it. Laying again and just opening up that heart chakra. Staying open. In there, that's where that divine blueprint is. I'm going to birth it from my heart space. That's certainly where I want to birth from. If you're still asking that question about what De Mello means, whether or not it matters what he means, he keeps saying it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you agree or disagree with him. All that matters is that you remain open and willing to learn something new. What I'm getting is that he thinks, he's suggesting, inviting us to take a look at the possibility that if we're stuck, if our beliefs are too rigid and firm and there's no flexibility, permeability, just openness, willingness to challenge them, then we might be in trouble. If we're too rigid, if we're holding too firmly to any one thing, he says no one can really know or describe the truth. What does it mean to be seeking the truth? What does the energy of seeking feel like? Versus what? Versus knowing? Versus being? Being. I think that's why that's my word this year. I'm going to sit with that for just a second. Being with my breath. Being with you all. Being every moment embracing whatever comes up, even if it's an awareness, tension in my body, tension in my voice, a little bit of push energy to do these videos every day, which I enjoy. There's something, I'm getting something out of it. One form of selfishness. And if you watched yesterday, again, I think it was yesterday's video, and he talked about charity and selfishness. Again, if you put the word, I keep offering us the idea of indictment. Nothing I offer on this channel is an indictment. It's an opportunity for greater awareness. Name of his book. That's what I've always been inviting. And where was I going with that? Awareness. Selfishness. If it's not an indictment, He's just asking us to wake up and take a look at it. If we're conscious of it, it's not a problem, or it's less problematic. Not sure what I'm trying to say exactly, but it's selfish. My desire to do these videos and share with you all and have something for me. I spent this morning, I guess my meditative time was listening back to some of the videos I've already done this year. I'm in a different space when I'm reading to you all. So when I go back and listen to it, I'm receiving in a new and different way. Let's read on, because we got 3 cards and we're already 20 minutes in. Pause if you need to. Come back. Do it over several days if you want. The Fool is wide open. Wow, how great that we drew that card. That's what Anthony keeps saying. Are you open? Are you open? Are you willing? Are you willing to learn something new? The Fool is wide open to all possibilities and opportunities. I was like, where's the word possibility? It's on the cover of the book. I didn't think we were going to talk a lot about Anthony today. No big surprise. That's what we've been doing and reading. The perils and opportunities of reality. Opportunity feels like a very different word than peril, doesn't it? To all possibilities. The Fool is wide open to all possibilities and opportunities. All possibilities and opportunities. He represents the promise of a bright future. I mean, that's a pretty bright card. The key the Fool holds is that of innocence and unabashed joy, of walking with untainted freshness and playful enthusiasm for the simple pleasures of the world around him. For the Fool, life is uncomplicated. For the Fool, life is uncomplicated, open to possibilities and opportunities, joyful and unabashed. Yay. I don't know if we'll get past that card today. I'd be curious, so I end up shuffling again, whether that was the first one that fell out. It's the first one I chose to read, so I'm going to honor that. So if for the Fool, life is uncomplicated, I do keep asking why I'm reading this book that feels a bit complicated to even understand. I don't know. Maybe I'll keep having ahas about why I made that choice and continue to make that choice. I'm like sticking with it, reading through it. Maybe I won't know till the end, and maybe I'll know and glimpse it time and time and time again as we read different sections. But I want to live the life of the Fool. So I'm glad I dressed like the Fool today. Joyful, unabashed, uncomplicated, open. He lives in the moment, dancing through life, open to whatever comes his way. Even Anthony talked about, my only job is to dance my dance. So there's an aha. If I get nothing else from the book, keep it as simple as possible. Learn to relax around it. Continue to relax as I read it. I'm not here to help anybody, he said, to teach anybody, to tell you what the truth is, to become your authority. So maybe me doing these videos every day, it's just me doing my dance. And it's okay if it's selfish. I'm benefiting from it. What's your dance look like? What does it look like? I'm going to pause here. Just as I've invited you to bring in a word for the year, can you sit with it long enough? And again, pause this in case I go on and you're not ready to. Sit in your own stillness for a while. If you don't already know what it looks like to dance your dance, sit with it until you have a very clear image of what that is. It may be what it's been, and that may be changing. If we're open to every possibility and every opportunity, it may look different moving forward. Keep wondering about that. Lady Sakuk, the high priestess for us in the Mayan culture, when Trudy brings us her message. What I like about this card I also drew about that moon on the water is I plan on using this energy for the new year. Maybe that'll be a separate video. She's teaching us, Trudy taught us in December. We're going to continue to work with this. I know some of us, Nicole again, hello, who've been working with that energy already, the full cycle of it, to manifest, to create through the energy, being aware of the energies of creation throughout the 9 phases of the moon. I love that that's in that middle card there. I'm sure there's a lot to explore there. So that may be, again, given that we're already 25 minutes in, this may be multiple videos as well as we explore the energy of these cards. Yes, we're playing with them, but there's something deep and meaningful in these. And I don't want to rush it. What does it look like to dance your dance in 2026? You know what? We could sit here in that silence together, but I'm going to pause so I'm not distracted. I want to sit with it a bit longer. I think I have a friend, dear friend Karen. Oh my gosh, she created just an amazing book, 365 Days of Doodling, and that's not the only one. She has for children as well. And Karen, I'm going to say this out loud because one of the things I want to create in this new year, as I'm working on the Handbook of Healing with Mayan Mantras, healing with sound through our bodies, learning to use sound and mantras to connect with all of nature, is I want to create a doodle book of the Mayan glyphs. Because I've never been a very good drawer, and that's a good requirement for Karen's. Well, she actually teaches some courses, and with her book is, you can't be a good drawer. I'm not saying don't do it if you are, but can you doodle? Can you draw a stick figure? Can you be real sloppy and messy and let go of the need for that perfect image, perfect picture drawn? But when I'm drawing the Mayan glyphs, something I had to encourage myself to do because I probably was afraid initially. These are glyphs up here behind me. I think that's Chichen Itza, probably because Kukulkan there, feathered serpent imagery that you may or may not be comfortable with. We can talk about that later this year. When I'm drawing and working with those mantras, I feel a lot of power. I'm going to use the word power and movement within. Just like when I encourage you, like Chuen is the one Mayan mantra I've done with you all so far this year. And it means, in Mayan, it means transformation without pain. Keeping it uncomplicated, like the Fool. Even though De Mello's book may feel uncomfortable and complicated right now, maybe at the base of all of it, since he's saying he can't give you your truth, dance your dance. Maybe he's leading us there in some way. I like that he said he can't tell us what our truth is, but he can tell us barriers to it. So maybe all he's doing is trying to strip away what's in the way of you finding your own truth. I was going to pause, wasn't I? Okay, so I'm going to pause. We're at 28:40 something. And I'm going to see beyond this image of the doodling with Mayan mantras. See what other images I want to get some clarity on for 2026. My superpower, as clear as I can get on it, like a cookie cutter, imprinting upon this invisible neutral substance around me. It is so important. I cannot stress this enough. This invisible substance around us, it's there all the time. Think of it like the cookie dough of life. But please begin. I invite you to imagine it as neutral. There's no judgment in what you're choosing to imprint upon it, but you will draw back the form of whatever you're holding in mind. Remember, it's not an indictment. If you can raise your awareness and just notice it from a place of neutrality, compassion, tenderness, words we used last year a lot, being soft with yourself, adding from the loving reparenting, gentleness. Oh, I feel lights hitting my eyes. That looks really interesting. Pausing. Let's take a few moments. You do the same to get a clear image of what it would look like for you to dance your dance. I'm back. Feel free to share in the comments with me, always. I want to know you're there, but if there's one, so now I don't use the word dream, but as you sat with and allowed some clarity, some definition to come to mind around what it looks like for you to do your dance, can you share one thing with me in the comments? What brings you joy is a good place to start if you just weren't sure. Let's see if there's anything I want to share. Not specifics, but I do want to say, notice again the images that pass through your mind, which ones sparked joy and which ones might have even possibly caused you to tense up, resist, contract. Just notice. Do with that what you will. Through the innocence of the fool, we return to Kether, the place from whence we came, enjoying the journey itself with great zest and joy. Boy, I'm loving this card. I think I've already decided, since we're 30 minutes in, first of all, when I paused to get some more water and try to sit with this as long as possible, and I realized I worry about you not wanting to hang in there for long videos, but this is what it looks like for me to dance my dance. Just talk off the cuff, ramble on, share almost every little thought I have, pause in between readings. This is what it looks like. These videos are exactly what it looks like for me to dance my dance. So I'm going to keep dancing. You can keep tuning in or not. In the image, the fool is depicted as a child. The child appears to be androgynous and could be either a boy or a girl. The child thus represents the perfect state with which we come into and go out of this life. With eyes wide open, the barefoot child joyfully dances with the tambourine. I got a tambourine right here. I swear Justin Patterson, I'm going to bring that tambourine on stage in 2026. It's definitely one of the things that was one of my imagers. I'm going to admit, one of the images I had was something that takes a lot of work and marketing, promotion. I still have a hard time with self-promotion. And so I had a little contraction around that. I'm going to see if I can sit with it and warm it up, create space within. Because my music, I want to share it with me. I realized I also kind of studied this t-shirt when I went into, and it says Vinyl Sessions, and that's a record player with a needle on it. It's perfect. With eyes wide open, the barefoot child joyfully dances with the tambourine. The tambourine itself is the shape of a zero, reinforces the idea of coming full circle on the journey through life. The ribbons streaming from the tambourine symbolize freedom and movement. In the background, we see a path which leads nowhere specific, yet has the potential of leading everywhere. All possibilities, all opportunities. The path crosses a hilly countryside, indicating the many ups and downs we may encounter along the way. Life's path will be filled with many choices. All normal. There's nothing wrong if you're experiencing ups and downs in life. Normal, normal, normal. Normalize it. Life's path will be filled with many choices. The fool acts on impulse and intuition. How many of you have thought that impulsivity, dang, it's like a symptom on my psychosocial assessment I have to do with my clients. Are they impulsive? The fool acts on impulse and intuition. He is not bogged down by logic, expectations, beliefs, or others' perceptions. What have you heard Anthony De Mello say time and time again as we're reading this together? Don't hold me as your authority. Don't expect me to help you. Don't expect me to teach you anything or tell you what the truth is. Be open to all possibilities. Be open and willing to learn something new. That's the fool. The clear message of the fool is to opt for that which brings one joy. So perhaps that's why I said, as you sat and imagined what it looks like for you to dance your dance, what ideas brought you joy and which ones did not? There is a change in the old story as the fool chooses to dance in the light and merge into the rainbow. The fool realizes that the journey is part of the pot of gold that awaits him. The journey is part of the pot of gold that awaits him. In truth, it says he, and I put she, himself becomes the pot of gold. He or she becomes themselves, becomes the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow as they dance the path in beauty. As you dance the path in beauty. Can you imagine that? My gosh, what great message. If you hear nothing else from anything in any video I've done so far, what would it feel like to become your own pot of gold? Does it say at the end of the journey? Nope, thank goodness. Well, it says at the end of the rainbow. But as they dance, as he dances the path in beauty, in truth, he himself becomes the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow as he dances the path in beauty. Pathways meet, earth and sky meet, as above, so below, we say in the Mayans, as within, so without. As the fool weaves the higher purpose and the earthly sojourn together. One of the mantras you've learned from me, or maybe new to you, if you're new to my channel, welcome. So glad you're here and joining us on this journey. Yokol Khan, Yokolkaan, heart of the infinite, to Yokol Kab, Kaab, heart of the earth, through our heart of hearts. Says again, so the pathways meet, earth and sky meet, as the fool weaves the higher purpose and the earthly sojourn together. That's important. I spent years. Who doesn't want to embody, imagine, think only of the loftier things in life? And I was living in my upper chakras, not very grounded. I think that was a theme. At least one of my sister priestesses on this last journey in December was talking about. I need to learn how to ground those, to bring them into form, to bring the heavens down to earth. That's why I'm here right now, not necessarily to continue to seek to dwell in the heavens, but I'm here in form on earth, in this flesh suit. How do I bring it all together? All paths are discoveries to be made when one dances in delight and is open to receive freely. The innate wisdom of the fool comes from an open heart, connecting with divine inspiration. How many times can we use the word open, openness, willingness? On this inner quest, the fool knows he or she is in the world, but not of it. She ultimately understands she is light, and by her very nature, one with everything, one with all possibilities. I think that's what waking up and being awake look like. Knowing and living that truth. Not holding on to any one rigid belief, but living ing, I aming as, and in the form of me and you. She ultimately understands, he ultimately understands, he is light, and by his very nature, one with everything. The androgynous being embraces the divine masculine and feminine principles within self. I don't know if I posted this yet. I may have to get the video from one of my sisters I traveled with. There is a video I've already done from last year, mantras to balance divine masculine and feminine within our mind, within our bodies, within our life's experience. Yash, Ish, Balam, which is jade, feminine, jaguar. Yash, Shib, Balam, which is jade, masculine, jaguar. Yash ish balam, yash shib balam. Yash ish balam, yash shib balam. Yash ish balam, yash shib balam. I'm going to do my best to put the mantras that I'm referencing in this video in the description today. I need to see them. So the androgynous being embraces the divine masculine and feminine principles within, honoring all he, she, they encounter. The fool becomes a balanced expression of joy and innocence. A balanced expression. My handbook of healing, restoring balance and harmony. Many symbols and images of new life are found in the image. I got distracted because I had a thought. I do sometimes, judge isn't the word for me anymore. Maybe, but not as harshly that I got interrupted by the tornado in 2023 and did not finish the book. This is the book, y'all. Living videos. I'm writing it. Every video we're writing it together. We're experiencing it together. May come into written form. What did he say about the truth doesn't come through words? It comes through an attitude. We glimpse the truth when we're in a certain attitude. I'm going to take that farther, and maybe he did, to say an attitude of openness and willingness to learn something new. That's when we glimpse the truth. Many symbols and images of new life are found in the image. The predominant color is green, spring green, brought by fresh rains that create vast patterns of green sprouting new life. The meadow flowers in the foreground and butterflies swirling overhead reinforce springtime, the season where new life abounds. I love that I'm reading this. Arkansas looks pretty desolate in the winter. No leaves on the trees. It's called the natural state. But this is the one time of the year where... But it just brings a different perspective. It's like I can see the landscape, the contours of the hills around me, because the leaves on the trees aren't blocking that. The meadow flowers in the foreground and the butterflies swirling overhead reinforce springtime, the season where new life abounds. Butterflies that emerge from a cocoon, spread their wings to fly, are symbols of transformation and new beginnings. It's a new year, new beginnings. A single ribbon curls in the shape of a fetus, suggesting new life. We enter this world as the fool, a spark of divine light given breath to become an Adamic man. Along life's journey, we experience trials and tribulations, joys and exaltations, death and transformation. This, in turn, connects us with our innate wisdom and the wisdom of the ancients. In the end, we come full circle, returning to the enlightened state of divinity and remembering who we truly are. Some of you know I left my rose quartz. It was in the shape of a heart. It was from my mesa, the medicine bag. Something else I use to work with clients, transform stuck energies. And it was broken and starting to really just kind of crumble and come apart. And I buried it at the base of a tree near the temple, Atlantis. I think he called it, Miguel called that temple in Uxmal Atlantis, the temple of the ancients. So my heart, my rose quartz is buried there. It's with them all the time now. I got a piece of wood here. You know I love scent. It's from Palenque. I've had it for years and it still smells exactly like the wood from that area. Another way to take me back there. Home away from home. So much to share. I'm in my joy. I'm doing my dance. Now in the book, if you don't want to read that whole thing, then I'm glad we did. There's a divinatory meaning and then applications that they offer. So let's finish up with that today. And then I'm going to do separate videos for the other two cards we drew. When the Fool card has shown up in your reading, you are being asked to follow your intuition. Now is not the time for logic or a rationalization of your choices and actions. Whew. Even Anthony would say, Anthony De Mello, get out of your head. This is not about what you believe or what you think or even what you're reading or hearing. It's about an attitude, an intuition, an openness, a spaciousness within. Now is not the time for logic or rationalization of your choices and actions. What did Miguel teach us? What have we been talking about almost every video since the start of the year? Don't do or say anything until you relax and soften. Tune into your intuition. Let this inform you. Dance your dance. It will be a time of new beginnings. So, okay, so wait. Go with the preconceived ideas and expectations. Let go of preconceived ideas and expectations. With innocence and joy, follow your heart's desire. Unlearn. I think that's yesterday's video, or 2 days ago. Unlearn. Let go of preconceived ideas. Let go of what you've learned. Let go of the expectations you set for yourself and others. And with innocence and joy, follow your heart's desire. Dance your dance. Follow your heart's desire. It will be a time of new beginnings. Are there areas in your life that need simplifying? What do you need to let go of that is blocking your joyful expression? I was a little nervous about doing all these videos since the start of the year because of what was going on in my chest, and y'all have been hearing me cough and wheeze, and the sound of my voice sounds different. Been real nasally. But as I'm dancing my dance through these videos, I've been practicing that relax invitation. I did not let this illness that did not turn out to be pneumonia, thank goodness. Don't know what it was. Not the flu, not COVID. Are there areas in your life that need simplifying? What do you need to let go of that is blocking your joyful expression? Even if you're sick, can you go ahead and do? You already dance in your dance like I've been doing. You are being asked by the fool to joyfully embrace the curves life throws you. The innate wisdom of the fool recognizes that this is all part of the dance of life's journey. The universal truth the fool shares with you is that you are the color and the light of the rainbow. You are the color and the light of the rainbow when you choose to return to a state of wonder and awe. You are all the colors of the rainbow when you choose to return to a state of wonder and awe. Wonder and innocence, awe, openness, willingness. One final section, and I'm curious, so let's read it together. Applications from Martien and Teressena Bakens. Fifth Tarot, you can Google it, look it up online. The images, again, we're going to get to this in the next video. Seeker of Shells. One of Lotus, Expansion. So tune into some upcoming videos to see those out. But Teressena, talented. Now, do I have in here? No, but in my bedroom, some of the paintings she's done for me. You've seen one over my left shoulder when I'm videoing in the living room. I see the Stellas in that from my very first journey with her. That's why I was inspired to buy that painting from her. I think Quirigua. Some of those Stella stone structures in Quirigua. Anyway, my mandala in my bedroom, so beautiful. I'll have to show you that sometimes. I haven't before, but applications. To help bring forth the energy of the Fool. So if you're struggling in this video and you're like, I don't want to be the Fool. I mean, most people think that's a negative thing. Or maybe you don't know how to get in touch with the innocence within you anymore. Maybe you've lost touch with your inner child. Maybe that word makes zero sense to you. Let it go. Don't get stuck or too distracted by the words. But here's some ideas to help bring forth the energy of the Fool. That childlike wonder. Remember what gave you pleasure as a child. What was it? Coloring, swinging, flying a kite, skipping stones, or dancing? That's why I love Karen Channing's book about doodling. Look them up, Karen Channing on doodling. Gets you in touch with your childlike state and gives you some profound aha moments. So it's a great therapeutic tool. Whatever it was, let go of the notion that adults don't do these things and have fun. Stop right there. Maybe I'm struggling with reading the book Awareness because it's not, I haven't let it feel like fun. I can hear my therapist of many years, my dear, I've never called you Don. That's an expression of respect in Mexico. Dona. Ralph. Don Ralph. Hyman. Why was I bringing you in? Innocence, childlike wonder, fun. I mean, I was in therapy, so I was looking for relief from things that were causing me distress, pain, discomfort, suffering. And I remember sometimes I might cry through the whole session, or maybe it looked like I was in emotional pain, and he would encourage me when I walked out the door. He'd be like, have fun with it. Have a good cry. Have fun with getting angry. I scream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream. Go to the top of a mountain and scream and let go of whatever you need to. We think anger is always bad. Even Jesus got angry. Even he turned the tables over. Started a song about that once, but I haven't ever finished it. Adults don't have fun. I have a giggle and grin song about two of my adult male partners that I was writing and making music with years ago, Gene Reed and Justin Patterson. And I'm like, guys, don't giggle. I mean, Gene's never said that. I'm going to have to ask him. I think it was Justin that was like, giggle and grin, that can't be about us. Giggle and grin and add some glee. Won't you please smile with me? I love it when you smile, when you giggle and grin. It's one of my songs. I haven't recorded it yet, I don't think. What makes you giggle? What makes you grin? Are you male? Are you female? Are you 80? Are you 2? Are you 12? Are you 26? Doesn't matter. Let go of the notion that adults don't do these things and have fun. 2 more applications, in case that one doesn't work for you. Dance, sing, or draw simply for the experience. But that really makes me want to pull out my painting of this because I'm not a good painter. It'd be a lot for me to share something with you. Because I tell myself doodling works for me because I can draw a stick figure. My brothers are very talented artists, drawers. My niece, Hannah, and others. But I painted that image and it's powerful. Let go of any judgments of what is good. Allow yourself to simply be happy in the joyful expression that flows from you. And the final application, use essential oil of sweet orange or tangerine or the Fool blend. Now, Martien is a master alchemist and makes essential oil blends. That's probably on their website somewhere. I apologize, I forgot the name of your website. I mean, the Fifth Tarot is what they created, so you can Google them there. You might come across their website. And I bet he's still working, alchemizing. Is that a word? It's got an ing after it. Essential oil, so Fool blend may be something that he's created. So use essential oils of sweet orange or tangerine or the Fool blend to bring out the inner child. The Fool blend with the lightness of orange, the sweetness of vanilla, and the exuberance of myrtle is great for dancing your life. There's the answer to my question. Sometimes I just gotta read ahead. The Fool blend with the lightness of orange, the sweetness of vanilla, And the exuberance of myrtle is great for dancing your life. I don't know if I have any myrtle around. I wouldn't be surprised if this is Shibolbas. I've got some Mira myrrh. Got this in, are we in Copan? Oh, yeah. There's a whole story behind that. Miguel gave me a sweet blend. I don't know what he put in this, but it's heart. Anoint yourself. Yum. That smells like fool's blend to me. Miguel. Don Miguel. What you put in it, Don Miguel? All right, y'all. I'm going to put a... keep saying page turner. No, but what's the word? I bought one yesterday for Valentine's Day for somebody. Bookmarker. I'm going to mark the page. Come back to it. And look for some videos to share the final 2 cards that I drew for us for this year. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. Let the sun shine, let the sun shine, the sun shine in. Let the sun shine, let the sun shine, the sun shine in. Keep saying I'm going to come across those words. Relax, don't do it, everybody get to it. I don't know. Every time I say relax, that song's trying to come through. I listened to some Diamond Rio yesterday, and it was about meeting in the middle. Oh, let's meet in the middle. Bye for now. Tuning in again soon.